Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your tutor man, and in this video lesson we'll be talking about two special products. We have the sum of two cubes and we have the difference of two cubes. So we will have two parts for this video lesson. We will talk about the memory aid or the mnemonic to differentiate the factors of the sum of two cubes from the factors of the difference of two cubes, and the second part will be the derivation. Okay, so let's start with differentiating the factors between the two special products. So we have a memory aid or mnemonic called SOAP. Okay, what does it mean? Right, it means same sign, opposite sign, always positive. So I'll show you, okay, how to use that memory aid. Okay, so if we have a special product, you notice that the first term is a perfect cube, and then the second term is also a perfect cube. Then we can use this formula. We have two factors here, right? So the first factor will be a plus b, meaning get the cube root of the first term and then get the cube root of the second term. Okay, and then you sum them up. Alright, so a plus b, it's a binomial sum. And then the second factor is a trinomial factor. Okay, so you square the cube root, okay, of the first term, and then you multiply the cube roots of the first and second term and then have a negative sign, and then we square the cube root of the second term, okay, and have a positive sign. So yes, welcome to grade 7, to 7th grade. You have to be careful with signs, so then this mnemonic will be very applicable or useful. So basically, to differentiate the factors of a sum of two cubes and the factors of the difference of two cubes, we are going to consider SOAP. Okay, so first, check the sign of the second term of the special product here, no? Sum of two cubes. So the second term is positive. So automatically we can say that the sign of the second term for the binomial factor will be positive also. Okay, because again the sign of the second term here in this special product, sum of two cubes, is positive. So the first factor is a binomial factor where the sign of the second term will also be positive. Same sign. So S stands for same sign. And then here O meaning opposite sign. Okay, so looking at the special product sum of two cubes, the sign of the second term is positive. So automatically, the sign of the second term in the trinomial will be negative. Opposite. The opposite of positive is negative. So the sign of the second term in the trinomial factor will be negative. And then the sign of the third term of the trinomial factor will always be positive. AP, always positive. So chant with me. So we have same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Okay, so look at here in the special product difference of two cubes. So the sign of the second term of the special product is negative. So the sign of the second term of the binomial factor will also be negative. Same sign. And then since the sign of the second term of the special product difference of 2 cubes is negative, then the sign of the second term of the trinomial factor will be opposite to negative, which is positive. So here, opposite sign. And finally, the sign of the third term of the trinomial factor will always be positive. AP, always positive. So chant with me. Same sign, opposite sign, always positive. So I hope that this mnemonic helps. Okay, so same sign, alright, for the second term of the binomial factor, and then opposite sign, the second term of the trinomial factor, and then always positive for the third term of the trinomial factor. Okay, so for the second part of this video lesson will be the deriving. So again, it's not we can always raise the bar. Aside from using the formula, it would be nice to be curious on how to prove it, to derive it, so that if you forget about the formula, then you can derive it, okay, to remember the formula and the mnemonics. Okay, so that's the beauty of math around the world. We have a lot of resources for the derivation. Alright, so let's derive, okay, or find truth to these factors, okay, the factors of the sum of 2 cubes, a plus b times a squared negative ab positive b squared. Is it really true that if we are going to multiply a plus b with the trinomial a squared negative ab positive b squared, we are going to have the sum of 2 cubes, a cube positive b cube. Alright? Okay, so let's derive it. So we are just going to distribute the first term, okay, of the binomial sum to all of the terms in the trinomial factor. And then, of course, we are also going to distribute the second term of the binomial sum to all of the terms of the trinomial factor. So this is a very great opportunity to practice your algebra skills when you derive formulas. Okay, so I hope that you will find time to derive this on your own. Okay, so jam with me in this video lesson. Okay, so we have now a times a squared, that's a cube. And then a times negative ab, that's negative a squared b. And then a times b squared, that's positive ab squared. Now, how about the second term, positive b? Okay, so positive b times a squared, that's positive a squared b. And then positive b times negative ab, that would be negative ab squared. And finally, positive b times positive b squared, that's positive b cubed. And what did you notice in the second line? Or in the third line? Second line, yeah. So this one, this is negative a squared b. And then we also have a positive a squared b. Yes, you are correct. We can then cancel out the 2. Okay, so we can cancel out the 2. Okay, and again, the meaning of cancellation for addition or combining of terms, the answer is 0, not 1. Okay, 0 is the identity element of addition. Okay, and then we also have this one, positive a b squared, and then negative ab squared. So we are going to cancel that out. Okay, that would mean 0. Okay, for combining of terms, the answer of cancellation is 0. So when professors say cancel out these two terms after combining, then the answer is 0. Okay, the identity element of addition. So what remains now? So the term a cube and positive b cube. Beautiful, right? And then the same process, same drill here. So we are going to distribute the first term of the binomial difference. So a, multiply that to the 3 terms in the trinomial factor. And then we have the negative b. We are going to multiply it also to all of the terms of the trinomial factor. Alright, so jam with me. So we now have a times a squared. Alright, so that will be a cubed. And then a times positive ab. Yes, that's positive a squared b. Now a times positive b squared. Yes, that's positive ab squared. Now, the second term is a negative b. So, jam with me. Negative b times a squared. Yes, it's negative a squared b. Next, negative b times positive ab. Yes, it's negative ab squared. And finally, negative b times positive b squared. Yes, it's negative b cubed. And there are terms that we can cancel out. There are terms that we can cancel out. So, positive a squared b and then negative a squared b. So, that would be 0. They have different signs. And then this one is positive a. This one is positive ab squared, and then this one is negative ab squared. So like terms, different signs, so we can cancel them out. That will be equal to 0. So what remains now are a cubed and negative b cubed. Okay, isn't it great? So again, I hope that you would remember, okay, the mnemonic in factoring the difference of two cubes. Okay, same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Alright, so again, for the factors of the sum of two cubes, same sign, opposite sign, and then always positive. Alright, so here again, okay, so the factors for the sum of two cubes, same sign, opposite sign, and then always positive. And then the difference of two cubes, same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Right? Again, in factoring the sum of two cubes, you get the cube root of the first term and the cube root of the second term. So for the first factor, you just have to sum up. Okay, for the sum of two cubes, you sum up the two cube roots for the binomial sum factor. And then for the trinomial, square the cube root of the first term and then multiply the cube root of the first and second term, and then square, right? Square the cube root of the second term, and then you consider the SOAP for the signs. Okay, alright, so if it's sum of two cubes, then the binomial sum, we have a binomial sum as the first factor. And then if we have difference of two cubes, then we have a binomial difference, the first factor. And then if we have sum of two cubes, then the second term of the trinomial factor will be negative, opposite to the sign of the second term. Again, if we have difference of 2 cubes, then the second term is positive.